Hello. You just reached MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires. Your patience while holding is appreciated. Our representatives are working hard to get you closer to the guys on top of the pit boxes, over the wall, and on your radio dial. Thank you for holding. You are now being connected to your hosts, Tony Rizzuti and Kid Cruz.
Welcome to MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires. I am Tony Rizzuti, and hey, look, the full band's back together. We're kind of like Backstreet. We're back.
We're back.
The guy next to me was Seacrest before Seacrest. Say hello to the real Kid Cruz.
Hi. What happened to me? I ended up here.
And tweet him.
Tweet me, please. Yes,
dude.
Please
one
tweet
day
me.
we need to sit down and find out how you did end up here. I mean, you were on the rocket ship to stardom, and
thanks.
Yeah, Crew Call is where you're at. Hey, don't forget you can join our conversation. Join us on Twitter. @MRN Radio is our handle. Use the hashtag AskMRN. Yeah, that's right. Also, you can call our fan forum hotline, 1-844-4-AskMRN.
Oh, I was going to look it up on my cheat sheet.
I thought maybe the second time you would get it. We'd love to hear your feedback. Great show for you today. Our first Crew Call will be out to Denver, Colorado. We will talk to Eric Jones, crew chief, the number 77 5-hour Energy Toyota. That is Chris Gayle. He'll be on the program. And then we'll head to the Windy City, Sweet Home Chicago.
Pete.
Talk to MRN.com senior writer Pete Bustani. He's also the co-host of Sirius XM's Morning Drive. And then we will close it out with the most requested game show at MRN, 5 on, 5 off. By the way, I think you're like 5-2 now. And your only 2 losses have been to
pit reporters. And
Pete, by the way, when he's on our air,
is a pit reporter. I was nervous. I was thinking about that in the restroom as I was preparing for today's program.
Yeah, we brought out the kryptonite today. By the way, category is Here Comes the Sun.
Here comes the sun.
Here comes the sun. I was on vacation, so here comes the sun.
All right.
Obviously, we will talk Dale Jr. today. But, Kid, before we get into all that, you had a chance to talk to a rising country star who's seeing red. He'll be playing Charleston, South Carolina tomorrow night, Charleston, West Virginia on Friday night. He is Dustin Lynch.
Very nice. You've done your research.
Yes.
You've done your homework. He's actually had a string of #1 hits, man. He's a good guy, and he's a fan of racing. Dustin Lynch has been known to pop up at Daytona International Speedway. He's been there for some motocross before. Good friends with Ryan Dungey. You may know that name.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
The motocross world.
Sure.
Yeah,
huge.
But he also likes the speed and action on 4 wheels. His father actually does a little bit of local racing. I'm not sure exactly what his local track is, but my question to Dustin was, hey, have you ever been behind the wheel of one of your dad's race cars?
No, I haven't been. My dad races late models right now, and I have a couple with him that he races. I haven't had a chance to get behind the wheel. I grew up as the pit crew, man. I was scraping mud, been scraping mud my whole life. So, but I've never been behind the wheel. It's something I want to do, and I will do once I have a minute to sneak down there and get on a track.
Are you thinking small dirt track to begin? You want to tackle a NASCAR track? Well, we can
No,
probably
I'll
set you
do-
with a driver now.
Yeah, I've definitely had plenty of offers to do both. No, I would like to start, in one of my cars on a quarter-mile dirt that I'm familiar with and I've been on a million times. Just haven't had a chance to get behind the wheel.
Yeah, that Dustin Lynch is a good dude, man. A fan of NASCAR. Hopefully he'll be performing at one of our NASCAR tracks soon. You should check him out. You can hear more of my interview with Dustin Lynch on this weekend's NASCAR USA. That's our weekend country show. If you go to MRN.com, go to the stations tab, and you can find a radio station near you. Here's some good country music this weekend, some Richmond previews, and a little more with Dustin Lynch.
Yeah, sounds like a good guy. Now I'm going to have to check him out and see if he's on iRacing, doing a little of that dirt late model racing.
Oh.
Might be
Maybe.
fun.
Didn't
Maybe
ask
see
him
a
about
rising
that.
country star. All right, we got to take our first break here on MRN Crew Call. When we come back, Chris Gayle, crew chief of the number 77 5-hour Toyota. He joins us next on MRN Crew Call.
Restore lost fuel economy and eliminate rough idle with Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, buy 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner and get 1 free. Clean clogged injectors and increase fuel efficiency with Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner. Buy 2, get 1 free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Where will you be when NASCAR comes to Chicago's fastest loop? 4 days of racing, tailgating, camping, and music come to Chicagoland Speedway September 14th through the 17th. Tickets for Sunday Chicagoland 400 are available now. Camping spots are available and selling fast. All kids tickets $25 off adult price and free on certain race days. Get your tickets and campsite now at ChicagolandSpeedway.com. Chicagoland Speedway, the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series playoffs start here.
On the racetrack, you can only go as far as your engine can take you. It's the same on the highway. Making a run with a Detroit engine under the hood gives you the industry-leading fuel economy, reliability, and durability your business needs. The Detroit DD13, DD15, and DD16 engine solutions are specifically engineered to make a run as profitable as possible. Don't just want better business solutions, demand them. Learn more at demanddetroit.com.
You've reached MRN Crew Call. Please deposit 25 cents to be upgraded to more quality programming. Otherwise, here's Tony and Kid.
Yeah, Susie, this is about all you get for free, by the way.
Yeah,
to watch us is free.
Good as it gets.
You know,
yeah.
But we'll take an extra 25 cents if you have it hanging around. Richmond International Raceway is where we head this week. We were at Bristol last week, so we're in the heart of short track racing. And a guy that can win on any track is Eric Jones, phenomenal young rookie. His crew chief is Chris Gayle. It's the number 77 5-Hour Energy Toyota out of Furniture Row Racing in Denver, Colorado. And Chris joins us on the hotline. Chris, how you doing today? Woo pig.
How you guys doing? Woo pig to you too, huh?
Yeah, big Arkansas
one,
Razorback fan. I know you are. My sister graduated from there. I grew up in Rogers, actually enrolled there, but then transferred to Central Florida. But let's talk some racing. You had a phenomenal race going at Bristol. Eric was running in the top 5 nearly the whole afternoon, and then you guys, I think, had that tire problem, got in the wall. But how proud are you of the team's speed that we've seen early on?
Oh, I'm really proud of it. You know, I think we expected to run well. You know, you set high expectations for yourself, but you never know, you know, coming in if everything's going to kind of come together like you expect. But I know Eric's, you know, excited about it. I'm excited about it, and we're probably, you know, right on pace for probably where we thought we would be or hope to be this early in the year. So hopefully we'll just keep steadily improving on that in the second half of the year. You know, really get some good runs.
Must be nice to be up in the Cup Series. I know you were crew chief for the Gibbs Xfinity program for a couple of years, I believe. So it must finally be nice to focus on one driver every week, right? I mean, how difficult is that to manage when you were when you kind of had a rotating roster of drivers in that car in the Xfinity Series?
Yeah, it's a little different. It is nice to have one guy. You kind of can get some consistency built that way. Before it was just you kind of everybody has their little different inflections, how they describe certain things, and you kind of had to kind of deal with that each week as it came. But at least, you know, if you have fast cars, all the drivers are happy that way, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Chris, yesterday Dale Jr. in his retirement press conference, people asked him about what the future of NASCAR was, and he says there's just so much tremendous young talent, and your driver's one of those guys. Everything he's been in, Eric Jones has been able to win. You're 12th in points after only 8 races. You're definitely a championship contending team that looks on its way to the playoffs. How good is this kid?
Oh, I think he's great. I think that you're just starting to see some of that now, right? I mean, he's been to all these racetracks before, but never in a Cup car, especially with a low downforce. So I think that you know, he's going to pick up things really quickly. Just, you know, in the second half of the season next year, I think you're going to see him just really start to grow and become even better. I think, you know, he's doing a good job with no experience. Just get a few races under his belt at these racetracks, and then he's really going to pick up, you know, 4 or 5 times better each time, you know.
Mm-hmm. 2-car team now at Furniture Row Racing. How has the communication been between the 78 and the 77?
I think it's pretty good. I've been pleasantly surprised with that, or pleased at least.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you always come over and there's one team and kind of one focus, and you get a second team, and you wonder how that's going to affect the shop, how it's going to affect the two teams' communication. You want to make sure that it affects it positively, and you bring something to the team and kind of fit in. And that's always a concern. Is, you know, different personalities, different mindsets and ways of doing it from different crew chiefs, that you come in with an open mindset and don't come in trying to change the way Furniture Row Racing has operated before. They've obviously, you know, been successful for sure the last couple of years. So we didn't want to come in and change that. We just wanted to come in and kind of complement it and kind of mimic what the 78 does, but do it with a different personnel group a little bit.
We had a pretty warm winter in North Carolina. It's been fun. I like it. It hasn't been too cold at all. And as the season ended, probably had some friends celebrating on Lake Norman, enjoying the weather. And here you are packing it up and moving to Colorado. Is that correct? What's been the biggest adjustment there, the worst part and maybe the best part of making the jump from North Carolina over to Denver?
It's definitely been a lot colder than I expected. I mean, I knew it was going to be cold, but like the first week I was here, we had 2 straight days of never above 3 degrees, and we had like 12 inches of snow. So I wasn't used to that. It's pleasantly surprising, though, in Colorado, though, that even though it's cold and they get a lot of snow, they have so much sun that, 2 or 3 days later, all the snow's gone and everything's, really nice. And I'm told this was a mild winter. We've only had 3 or 4 decent snowfalls, and the rest it's been actually nice. There was a couple weeks back where it was cold and snowing in North Carolina, and we were 70 degrees and sunny here. So it's kind of a tale of two different towns, 2 different times of the year. So it hasn't been that bad, actually. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city. Had a chance to go there often. Hey, Chris, before we let you go, obviously heading to Richmond, it's a super fast short track, but it races quite a bit bigger. What's the biggest challenge you'll have as a crew chief to make sure you have a car that's both balanced and fast this weekend?
Yeah, I think that it's all about turning the center at Richmond. You definitely need drive off, but if you can turn the center, you can just keep good mid-corner speed, and you seem to be better, run better that way, race better that way. So I think that'll be a challenge, but there'll also be lots of tire fall off. So I think that's going to have to do what I can to talk Eric into managing the tire fall off, and we're going to try to kind of get the center turning and have as much speed as we can, and hopefully that will pay dividends this weekend. We're looking forward to it.
All right, real quick, is this the year the Hogs make it and get themselves an SEC championship?
I don't know. I sure hope so. I've been saying that for quite a few years here and been disappointed a lot. But, I always look forward to the football season, so don't get to go to anymore now that we're really busy on the Cup side.
Mm-hmm.
But I might actually make a game when we're in Talladega in the fall. I think they play at Tuscaloosa. So that'll be one that I'll be a little careful. I'll go in and wear my Razorback red, but I don't know if the outlook looks too good for that one. I'll prepare myself mentally in case it doesn't go well.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what we hope does go well, and that's your run this weekend at Richmond in the Toyota Owners 400. Thanks for your time. I know you're super busy, and thanks for joining us here on MRN Crew Call.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. I look forward to Richmond. I think we'll have a great run.
There he is, Chris Gayle, joining us, and man, Eric Jones has been impressive, hasn't he?
I love that kid. Yeah. He's fun to watch. Absolutely. The 77 and the 78.
Yep.
Yeah,
all right, let's take
team.
our next break here on MRN Crew Call. We'll bring in Pete Bustani, talk a little Dale Jr. retirement when we return here on MRN Crew Call.
Today, Toyota's featured NASCAR fan is Carrie, Queen of Cakes.
So, Carrie, why do they call you Queen of Cakes?
Well, whenever Toyota wins a NASCAR race, I make a life-size Camry cake.
Really?
Yeah, delicious and made in America, just like the dang car. And with all Toyota's wins last year, it was life-size Camry Cake City. Oh, even lost a kid at one point. Tried to drive one of the cakes. Had to eat his way out of the drivetrain. Bless his heart.
Let's go NASCAR fans.
Toyota, let's go places. To learn more, visit toyotaracing.com. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, Inc. Toyota vehicles and components are built using U.S. and globally sourced parts.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there. Whether you're running on dirt or running a job. Our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice, Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Live sports are the one true reality entertainment, where a single dramatic moment can become timeless. In NASCAR, Motor Racing Network's live broadcasts elevates your senses to the sights, sounds, and struggles taking place on the racetrack.
Keselowski to the bottom of the racetrack. He tries to slide up. Newman is there. Sideways is Keselowski.
The power of radio to the imagination of the listener. Tune in to the Motor Racing Network. Visit MRN.com for an affiliate list in your local area.
Thank you for listening to our program. If you like what you hear, tell your friends. If you don't, tell them we're Winged Nation. You're being transferred back to Tony and Kid.
Welcome back to your weekly can't miss program here on MRN and MRN.com. It's MRN Crew Call, the real Kid Cruz. Be sure to tweet him. He needs followers. Tony Rizzuti with you here this afternoon. It's time to go to the guest line and bring in the senior writer for MRN.com. He's also co-host of Sirius XM's The Morning Drive. He is Pete Bustani. Pete, how you doing today?
Tony, I'm good, my friend. How are you, pal?
I'm doing really well. Hey, big news yesterday. Obviously, Dale Jr. announcing that he's retiring from the NASCAR Cup Series at the year end. He has 2 Xfinity races in 2018 planned. Pete, this was a day we all knew was coming, but were you surprised at the timing so far early into 2017?
Yeah, absolutely, Tony, and that's it. I think if you were paying attention, the signs were there that the day was going to come, maybe sooner rather than later, that Dale Jr. was going to make the announcement that he was going to hang up the helmet. But to happen on the Tuesday after Bristol and with still so much to go in this season, I don't think anybody really saw that coming. And then as Dale explained yesterday, he had talked to Rick Hendrick about this on March the 29th, so this was something that was in the pipeline and in work for more than a month. They kept it close to the vest. Nobody knew about it until it became official yesterday. But, yeah, not surprised at the announcement or the decision, but certainly taken aback a little bit by the timing of it here so early in this season.
I'm still surprised he came back in 2017
at
all. Hey, Pete, it's Kid. Want to talk a little history here. We have a short show and limited time, so I want to dive into a little Pete Bustani history. So I didn't realize, is this right? So you helped start a website called racing1.com. It kind of ended up morphing into MRN.com. But you were like a pioneer in NASCAR when it comes to reporting the sport in the digital space?
Well, back when we started Racing One, Kid, it was, 2000, I want to say, and the Internet was still kind of a shiny new toy. And to branch out and create a website that covered the sport digitally, yeah, we were one of the few people that went out and did that. And then we did it in Chicago, which is where I'm still based, and not exactly a hotbed of motorsports. So it was a little bit of a risk for sure. But, so glad that we took that opportunity. And as you said, the way things turned out in the business world, we got involved with the folks at ISC. And basically, that was sort of the groundwork for what we have today that we're so proud of at MRN.com.
Pete, I know you have a tremendous passion for local short track racing. I know you, like me, believe it's the fabric of motorsports. Where did your short track roots begin, and what's the future look like for our local tracks?
Yeah, Tony, I'm really passionate about it, maybe more so than ever. Kyle Larson's comments a couple of weeks ago that he felt like the top tiers of the sport need to reconnect to the grassroots of the sport. I couldn't agree with him more. I started out here at a track that has a NASCAR sanction as one of the weekly racing series tracks, Rockford Speedway in northwestern Illinois, and went there as a kid, like we all did, watching the races, and then somehow, some way, I became the public address announcer there and rode up there from my home here in the Chicago suburbs 2 times a week back in those days, which is about an hour drive. Got to work with the Deary family, one of the pioneer families of short track racing. And basically they gave me my start behind the microphone in the public address booth at Rockford Speedway. It's a challenge this year. We've got some tracks around my area here in the Midwest that unfortunately are not going to open up this year. But we got some other ones like a Rockford, like a Madison, another NASCAR sanctioned track up in Wisconsin, run by Greg McCarnes, who comes from another racing family that are doing very well. So I certainly couldn't ask more of our listeners and fans that if you're not looking to go to a top-tier race, get out there and support one of your local short tracks on a Friday or Saturday night this year.
And I know you're more than just a racing guy. You cover the Blackhawks, you cover the Cubs. I'm sure you cover the Bears as well up in the Chicago area. But on Sirius XM Radio, you also don't only do racing. You have some other shows. What are the other shows you're hosting there at Sirius XM?
Yeah, they've got me doing some other, there are so many sports channels as part of the Sirius XM lineup. I was doing an afternoon show on channel Bleacher Report Radio. I've been filling in on the NBA channel and the MLB channel right now. The beauty of this time of the year, if you're a sports fan and you put NASCAR right in the middle of this, all the different sports are converging right now. We've got the NFL draft as well. I've been doing some work on Mad Dog Sports Radio for Sirius XM. So, yeah, it's certainly a lot of fun, and to be able to do NASCAR, which is my love and passion, and some of the other sports that I follow as well, really I feel like I've got a lot going on this year, and I'm blessed to have all these opportunities, Tone.
Going back to the Pete Bustani earlier days, not childhood or anything, but you were reporting for the Chicago Sun-Times. Is that correct?
Yeah, the Sun-Times, believe it or not, again, a major metropolitan paper actually was looking for a motorsports writer, and found me through some work that I did here locally with WGN Radio, and I was the racing writer for the Sun Times for the late '90s and early 2000s until I decided to, as we talked about, take the leap digitally and get into the internet world. But yeah, pretty cool that a major paper like that knew and recognized how big racing was, particularly NASCAR. And when they built the racetrack here in Chicago, at Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, I think that also put it on the radar here in the Windy City. They felt the need for a full-time writer, and I was lucky enough to be that guy.
So the question is, did you ever get to rub elbows with the late, great Roger Ebert of Siskel and Ebert fame? He was also based at the paper, right?
He was, and actually, you're right about that. I one time tried to strike up a conversation with him about Days of Thunder because he didn't give it a really good review back then when it came out.
Thumbs down.
I tried to give him a little more NASCAR knowledge, but he didn't really want to let him listen to it. He just felt the movie was kind of a dud and a bomb, and he didn't really like it very much. So what can you do? He's Roger Ebert. I can't talk him out of that.
Well, if you lived in the NASCAR world, it wasn't quite authentic, but it was very entertaining. I thought it was an entertaining movie. Good stuff. All right, so Pete, we have this game show. It's called 5 on 5 off, and so far the only people to beat the real Kid Cruz have been pit reporters. Do you think you're up for the challenge today?
Well, I'll try. I mean, that's a pretty Heidi group you're going to put me in the middle there, Tony, but I'll give it a shot. Go ahead.
All right, stay on hold. When we come back, 5 on 5 off right here on MRN Crew Call.
If it's time to replace your vehicle's battery, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and take advantage of our exclusive Do It Right rebate. For a limited time, purchase a Superstart Premium, Extreme, or Platinum battery and get up to a $15 O'Reilly gift card by mail. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Log on to CreekstoneFarms.com right now for free Black Angus beef sirloins from Creekstone Farms. Use the promo code MRNSIRLOIN at CreekstoneFarms.com and score free premium Black Angus beef sirloins with any purchase of $100 or more. Creekstone Farms' juicy Master Chef Choice top sirloins are always a winner. Use promo code MRNSIRLOIN at CreekstoneFarms.com for your MRN offer of free sirloins. Good while supplies last.
Are you in the concrete, construction, or waste industry? Are repair bills starting to pile up as your current mixer, dump, or waste truck starts to show its age? Before you make that plunge, consider an alternative to buying new. The Housby 2G second generation program is the complete refurbishment of your existing used trucks without the hefty price tag that comes with it. Extend the life of your current trucks today and give yourself an economic alternative to that new truck price. For more information, visit Housby.com. Housby, an official sponsor of NASCAR for over 40 years.
Time now for Motor Racing Network's #1 game show. The game where MRN talent prove their mettle against the unshakable Kid Cruz to see if they've truly earned the right to sit atop the pit box or if they're simply a tool. It's 5 on, 5 off on MRN Crew Call.
Ooh, unshakable. Yeah. The unshakable Kid Cruz.
Except when a pit reporter's on the line.
Yeah. See, now I'm shakeable right now, but it really has nothing to do with the game show.
You're hungry?
I'm hungry. My blood sugar's low. I want some Creekstone Farms. And fans, you can head over to CreekstoneFarms.com for free Black Angus beef sirloins. Use promo code MRN Sirloin and score free premium Black Angus beef sirloins with any purchase of $100 or more. That's MRN SIRLOIN at CreekstoneFarms.com for your free sirloins. That looks good. Look at that salad over there. Maybe a little balsamic over there, vinaigrette.
Yeah, that's nice. It's no Wiener. It's Wiener Wednesday here in the office. If I can't have that, then maybe we'll go for a hot dog. Is that why we're hosting Wiener Wednesday?
I think it is, but that looks good. I might have to throw those on the grill this weekend. Okay, speaking of being on the grill, it's time to play the game. You guys know how we play. We've got useless trivia questions here. Nobody should know the answers. You don't have to get right. You just have to get closest. You can go over. It's just all about having fun here on the show. Pete is on hold. He cannot hear the answer, so let's play the game. Donald Culver, will you put, there it is, 45 seconds on the clock. He's on the ball. And Kid, your time, by the way, category?
Here comes the sun.
Here comes the sun. All right, 45 seconds, and it starts now. Orlando is home to Disney World. How many people visit Magic Kingdom every year?
Just the Magic Kingdom? 15 million.
Britton Hill is the highest point in Florida. How high in feet is that hill?
300 feet.
NASA is based in Cape Canaveral. How many people have walked on the moon?
I don't know. 5.
At what speed does a tropical storm turn into a hurricane?
120 miles an hour?
And how many miles of beaches does Florida have?
Gosh,
5 seconds.
30,000.
30,000.
30,000.
All right, there he is. Kid Cruz is in the machine.
Or not.
We'll bring Pete Bustani back up. Pete, you with us?
I'm with you. By the way, kudos to the management team at MRN. The soundproof booth was wonderful.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
I love what they've done with it. It's really nice.
It's very nice. You get to talk to Daryl. All right, so here's the deal. The category is Here Comes the Sun. We're going to put 45 seconds on the clock. Just get as close to the answer as you can. You won't know the answers. If you do, I'm really concerned. Kid did pretty good, so let's see how you do. 45 seconds on the clock, Pete. Your time starts right now. Orlando is home to Disney World. How many people visit the Magic Kingdom every year?
22 million.
Britton Hill is the highest point in Florida. How high in feet is that hill?
12,000 feet elevation.
It's Florida, man, 12,000 feet. NASA is based in Cape Canaveral. How many people have walked on the moon?
3 that's been reported.
At what speed does a tropical storm turn into a hurricane?
172.
And how many miles of beaches does Florida have?
Oh, that's easy, Tony. That would be 495 miles of beaches.
There we go. Pete's it. Look at time to spare. The man was
he was so quick and confident. Was it really a soundproof booth? It
was,
sounded like he was loaded with some of the answers.
He was confident. All right. Well, let's see. Let's see who won. Let's see if the pit reporters can continue their reign of terror on the Real Kid Cruz. Daryl Smith is the producer. Daryl, the first question, Orlando is home to Disney World. How many people visit the Magic Kingdom each year? I was one of them, took 3 this last weekend. Kid said?
15 million.
And Pete said?
22 million.
The correct answer?
50 million.
Ew.
At $195 a pop.
Wow.
Who would like to have that revenue?
Yes, me.
Yeah,
Hand in the air.
Exactly. Pete is up 1-0.
I don't think I'm going to.
Britton Hill is the highest point in Florida. I think you come back here. How high in feet is that hill? Kid said
300.
And Pete said
12,000.
Mount Kilimanjaro. The correct answer is
345.
Woo! There you go, baby. This is a state that's at or below sea level.
Isn't it like in Winter Garden or Ocoee or Leesburg?
I think it is.
Something?
Leesburg,
like
probably. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Maybe, that area. It doesn't matter. Number 3, NASA is based in Cape Canaveral. How many people have walked on the moon? It's kind of a trick question because it's not just how many Americans have walked on the moon. How many people have walked on the moon? Kid said
5.
And Pete said
3.
The correct answer is
12.
12. 12 people have. Now, the truth of the matter is the Russians have never had anybody walk on the moon. So we've had 12 people walk on the moon.
Very nice.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Walk the moon.
Good stuff. Who got the point there, Daryl?
Good band. I got it.
There you go.
Steve got
All right,
it.
it's 2-1. At what speed does a tropical storm turn into a hurricane? Kid said
120.
Pete said
172.
The correct answer
74.
74 miles per hour, not miles per hour. So Kid gets the point there. It's 3-1. So you've done it, Kid.
Yay!
But he's gonna even it up right here. How many miles of beaches does Florida have? Kid said
300,000.
300,000 miles of beaches. Pete said
495.
And the correct answer
663.
663.
Oh, that's pretty good. Well, like there's a 12,000-foot mountain.
Backstreet is back. By the way, if you ever go to Florida Siesta over on that side of the world,
Tampa?
Sarasota, beautiful white sand beaches. Pete, I thought you did really well. You weren't the kryptonite, but we had a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it.
It was a lot of fun, Tony. Any of those 12 people on the moon have they ever been to Disney World? Do you have those numbers anywhere?
If they win, I bet they went for free. I think that's what you say when you come back from being on the moon. Hey, you got an opinion piece up on Dale Jr. over on mrn.com. What else we got coming up this week?
We got everything at Richmond. We got our previews going up. Our fantasy racing preview goes up tomorrow as well. And I think I have another opinion piece coming up on Friday. who's going to be the new face of NASCAR going forward. You can watch for that.
Should be good. Could be Eric Jones. Could
It'll
be
be Kyle
William
Larson.
Byron. Could be Kyle Larson. Could
Kyle
be
Larson.
Chase Elliott. Could be any number. We got a lot of great talent there. Tell the bagman hi for us, and we'll talk to you later.
Always fun, guys. Thanks.
There
Thanks,
he is, Pete Bustani. I thought that was a quality show, and you got the championship belt again.
I know, man.
I'm going to have to make these questions harder. I mean, they're ridiculous as it is, but you're crushing people. Your knowledge of nothing is unbelievable.
Bring on Kim Kuhn. Bring on Winston Kelly.
I'm going to challenge Daryl to get Seacrest on this show next time he comes to Charlotte to the Children's Hospital. We had a whole lot of fun. I hope you did. As always, every Wednesday at noon, join us on MRN Crew Call.
You've been listening to MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires. Stream us every Wednesday at noon on MRN.com or on the MRN app. MRN Crew Call is also available on demand in the MRN.com Media Center, on our Facebook page, on YouTube, or download it through iTunes or Google Play. MRN Crew Call is a production of the Motor Racing Network. Goodbye.